Justin Broncos vs Storm clash isn't just another NRL blockbuster, but a game that could define the entire finals picture, shake up club legacies, and possibly even expose the biggest weakness of two of rugby league's most powerful clubs. Shocking, right? Well, buckle in, because what we're about to dive into is more than a preview. It's a battlefield breakdown of pride, rivalry, and pure chaos waiting to erupt. But before we dive in, make sure you smash that subscribe button and join us here on Aussie NRL Updates, your #1 stop for breaking news, explosive previews, and all the drama the rugby league world can throw at us. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. The Broncos and Storm, two clubs separated by geography, but forever tied together by history. One, the glamour club of Queensland, a team built on speed, flair, and a touch of arrogance. The other, the machine from Melbourne, engineered for perfection, forged in discipline, and feared for their ruthless consistency. And when these two collide, forget form, forget the ladder, forget the betting odds, because every Broncos vs Storm matchup feels like a semi-final. And tonight? It's more than just a game, it's war. Let's start with the Broncos. Brisbane have been riding a wave of momentum, but scratch beneath the surface and you'll find cracks that no one wants to talk about. Their attack is electric, their forward pack is brutal, and in Reece Walsh, they've got a superstar who can turn the game on its head in a single play. But here's the problem: when the Broncos get rattled, they sometimes lose structure. Walsh, brilliant as he is, can try to do it all himself. Their halves, Ezra Mam and Adam Reynolds, need to dictate terms early, because against Melbourne, one sloppy set, one loose offload, one poor defensive read, and you're punished. And here's the cliffhanger. Can the Broncos keep their cool against the one team that has tormented them for over a decade? Or will old scars open up under the bright lights? Now let's flip it. The Melbourne Storm. You'd think a team this dominant for this long would eventually lose its edge, but no. Bellamy's men thrive in games like this. Munster, Hughes, Grant, this is a spine built for finals football, and tonight's clash will be treated like a rehearsal for September. But there's something different about this Storm side. They've shown vulnerabilities in recent weeks, leaking tries through the middle, struggling with discipline, and, dare I say it, losing some of their aura. The Broncos know this. The question is, can they exploit it? Or will Melbourne's veterans flick the switch, as they always do, and suffocate Brisbane out of the contest? Imagine this: it's the 60th minute, the Broncos are up by 8, the crowd's going wild, and then Grant scoots from dummy half, Munster slices through, and in 2 sets the game's turned upside down. That's the Melbourne effect. And it's what makes them so damn dangerous. This game isn't just about star power. It's about styles. The Broncos love to play fast, spreading the ball wide early, giving Walsh space to burn. Their forwards, Carrigan, Haas, Piakura, are all about momentum, bending the line and getting those quick play the balls. But the Storm? They slow everything down. They strangle. They frustrate. They'll happily win ugly, grinding you into mistakes. It's flair versus discipline, chaos versus order. And here's where it gets juicy: whichever team wins that battle of styles doesn't just win the game, they send a message to the entire competition. Let's talk matchups. Reece Walsh versus Ryan Papenhuisen, the young gun versus the comeback king. One's got the flash, the other's got the grit. Whoever wins this fullback duel could tilt the game completely. Payne Haas versus Nelson Asofa-Solomona, two giants colliding in the middle. Haas is relentless, Nelson is explosive. If one of them dominates early, it sets the platform. Adam Reynolds versus Cameron Munster, the general versus the maverick. Reynolds controls the tempo, Munster breaks it apart. Can the steady hand outwit the chaos merchant? And here's the surprise element: you just know someone unexpected will steal the headlines. Maybe a bench player, maybe a rookie, maybe a hero no one saw coming. That's what makes these games magical. Now, let's get real. The Broncos have a mental hurdle here. Historically, the Storm have owned them. Time and time again, Melbourne have found a way to crush Brisbane's spirit. That kind of history lingers. You can't tell me players don't feel it. But here's the twist, Brisbane are no longer the young, raw side of a few years ago. They've grown. They've toughened up. And if they can overcome the weight of history tonight, it could be the turning point in their journey to becoming true contenders. The big question? Do the Broncos believe they can slay the giant? Or will Melbourne remind them that dominance doesn't die easy? We're only scratching the surface here. Because the real story isn't just about who wins tonight, it's about what the result means for the rest of the season, the finals picture, and the future of both clubs. Will the Broncos finally break the Storm curse and announce themselves as the team to beat? Or will Melbourne deliver another cold, clinical reminder of why they've been the benchmark for so long? Stick around, because in Part 2 we're going to break down the tactical blueprints, the X-Factor players, and the game-breaking scenarios that could turn this clash into one of the greatest battles of the season. Alright, so where were we? That's right. The Broncos and Storm, locked in a rivalry that's as much about history as it is about the ladder. We've already set the stage, the ambition of Brisbane, the resilience of Melbourne, the clash of styles. But now, let's dig deeper. Because this game isn't just about who plays better. It's about who executes the smarter plan, who finds the edge in those tiny game-defining moments, and who has the courage to step up when the pressure explodes. And if you're not already subscribed to Aussie NRL updates, hit that button right now, because we're about to reveal the tactical keys, the wildcards, and the shocking scenarios that could unfold when the Broncos take on the Storm tonight. Let's get tactical. For the Broncos, their game plan is crystal clear: start fast. Nothing rattles Melbourne like being put on the back foot early. Reece Walsh needs early touches, Adam Reynolds needs to kick long and smart, and the Broncos pack has to run with intent. That first 20 minutes is Brisbane's golden window. If they can score first, apply scoreboard pressure, and make Melbourne chase, suddenly the Storm are forced to take risks they don't normally like. But if the Broncos start slow? If they drop ball, give away silly penalties, or let the Storm get into their grind? Well, we've seen that movie before, haven't we? And it never ends well for Brisbane. For the Storm, it's about control. Cameron Munster is the X-factor, but Jahrome Hughes is the key. Hughes dictates tempo, drags defences around, and when he runs, watch out. Harry Grant? He's the engine. If he starts carving through the ruck, the Broncos are in serious trouble. And don't forget Bellamy's defensive system. It's designed to frustrate teams like Brisbane, shutting down offloads and forcing Walsh to play sideways instead of forward. So, tactical blueprint? Broncos need chaos. Storm need control. And whichever team enforces their rhythm wins the war. Every big game has a hero. Someone who does something outrageous, something unforgettable. So who are the X-factors tonight? For Brisbane, it's Ezra Mam. Everyone talks about Walsh and Reynolds, but Mam is the silent assassin. His running game near the line is lethal. He can dummy, step, or link with Walsh in an instant.